Weekend number 3 of the World Aquatics World Cup Swimming.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final stop of the World Aquatics Swimming World Cup 2023. My name's John Mason, I've been the host for the entire series, and what a series it has been. We started in Berlin, we then moved to Athens, and now here we are finishing it up in the iconic Duna Arena. If the racing over the last couple of weekends is anything to go by, you guys are in for a real treat. More of the best in the world battling it out in that pool for a place on top of that podium tonight and getting those overall points towards, well, who's going to take the title of Swimming World Cup winner. But what do you got to look forward to tonight? Let's take a look. Okay, if you look at the screen behind me, this is the schedule, so it's going to be a great night of racing. We have the women's 400 and the men's 400 free. We move into the women's 50 and the men's 200 meter backstroke. We have the women's 200, the men's 100 meter butterfly, the women's 200, the men's 100 breaststroke, the women's 50 and the men's 50 freestyle. We are finishing with those sprints. It's going to be a fantastic night of action. But if you're watching at home or you're in here and you've never, ever been to a World Cup series, you're not too sure how it works, the points. I'm going to talk you through that right now. So let's take a look at our first slide. All right, so our athletes are scored on 2 things. The first thing they're going to be scored on is their position in the final. Where do they come? Do they come first? Do they come second? Do they come third? 10 points, 8 points, 6 points, etc. The second thing they're going to be scored on is their performance, okay? Their aqua points. 1,000 points being the current world record. If an athlete, say, swims close to a world record and gets 990 to 999, they'll receive 9.9 points. So, for example, this is what it's going to look like, okay? So, an athlete may swim second place, get 8 points. They may score 821 aqua points, which is 8.2 points. That would give them a total of 16.2 points for that race. It is only the top 3 races that count towards the overall score. So we've had Berlin already. Let's take a look at those winners. So let's take a look at what happened in Berlin. Here we are. We have Thomas Chekon for Italy, Zheng Yufei, we have Chin, we have Kaylee, we have Siobhan, and we have Danas. That was Berlin. What happened in Athens? Let's take a look. These were our top swimmers in Athens. We have Thomas again, Siobhan's there, Chin, Kaylee, Matt Sayes, and Sarah Sjostrom up here as well. It is all to play for. And what are they playing for? They're playing for the World Cup trophy, okay? $100,000 US per person, and of course a brand new World Cup trophy for World Aquatics. We sent Renomi Kromovijoyo to Waterford Island to check out how this piece of art was made. So let's take a look.
So here at the House of Waterford today, we're speaking about the production process of the World Aquatics Swimming World Cup trophy. The trophy itself is inspired by the most instantly recognisable and iconic pieces of swimmers' equipment. This trophy, designed at House of Waterford, begins its life in a wooden mould. The wooden mould is carved to form the shape of the finished piece. When the piece is blown to replicate a globe shape, it is then hand sculpted to form the shape of a swimming cap. This piece is design modelled around the iconic pieces of swimwear, that of the swimming cap and the goggles that the athletes wear. The piece is then hand cut by our master craftsman to feature the goggle shape, and the World Aquatics logo is sandblasted onto the piece.
I've seen the whole process of the trophy being made, from the drafts, from the design, to making the glass. And the whole process, it reminds me of a swimming career, because every step to reach your goal is so very important. I've done the World Cups, I've raced in the World Cups a lot of years and a lot of times, and never got the ability to win such a beautiful prize. This trophy will take World Cup to the next level.
Well, there you have it, a brand new Swimming World Cup trophy, an amazing item that these athletes are going to get. And to bring it out tonight, please welcome Olympic gold medalist Renomi Kromovijoyo. We love it. He's got some fans in tonight, Renomi. There you go. Renomi, what a beautiful piece of art that these athletes have got to get their hands on. And of course, we're getting closer to announcing who are going to be our overall winners. So we're going to take a look at the standings. You're going to help us talk us through this before we get into the racing. So let's look at the women's program. I mean, Kaylee's absolutely dominated so far. It's been amazing performances. I mean, it's going to be wonderful to see what she does here. Of course, it's only those 3 races that count. Zhang Yufei, Siobhan, Sarah, and of course we don't have Katie Grimes. So this is going to look different by the end of tonight. Exactly. Now looking at the men's rankings, let's move quickly into that one, okay? So Chin Ha-young has been dominating the breaststroke throughout the entire series. He was looking very good this morning, but there's so much talent in that men's breaststroke. It's going to be amazing. I mean, Thomas Chekhov, Matthew Saints, Michael Andrew and Dennis Ramsey, of course, all going to be racing again, so there's lots to look forward to. But it's not just the overall rankings. We've got something pretty special tonight, haven't we, Renomi? We're giving out crowns. So why don't you tell people at home what the crown is? And it's not just that, they're going to get themselves $10,000 US as well. So let's take a look at the 7 races. We have 7 races tonight. The people are trying to get crowns. Erica Fairweather in the 400, she's been looking amazing. Dennis, we now have Sam Short from Australia. That's going to be a great one, isn't it? Kaylee, of course, and Zhang Yufei in that 200 butterfly. Moving over to the final 3 that we're going to be going for. The women's 200 breaststroke. Tess from the Netherlands, your old teammate, was looking good, wasn't she? And of course, Chin Ha-young and Sarah Shostrom finishing up the night with that 53. Are they going to be able to get it? We're just going to have to wait and see. But $10,000 is on the line, so I know they're going to be pushing for it. Right, let's get into tonight's racing. It's going to be a great one. Let's bring in our officials.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Renomi. Hello from me, Bob Ballard. And we have moved, as you've heard, from Berlin to Athens. Now we find ourselves in Budapest for the next 3 days. Welcome to the beginning of the long road to Paris in July, as some of the world's top swimmers try and hone their skills before a hard winter of training. And of course, the next World Championships in Doha in February. Olympics now, from there, will be 5 months further on. Here are our officials, with whom we could not do anything if they were not involved. So, local referees, Lukács and Robert Zelaji.
The referee for the women's events, Lukács Lilla.
And Jens Christian Iversen will be the technical director.
Dennis Caron. Our race starter, Zelaji Robert.
Looks like Robert's doing both jobs tonight. Both the women's starter and the men's starter.
Technical officials, you may now take your seats.
And as I think I mentioned from the Athens event last week, a lot of these officials go around the world for European and world events. And without their participation, without their involvement, we could not be hosting, we could not be staging these kind of events. Well, as you heard, there are quite a few swimmers who've done all 3 meets and are on course for the big prize, but there's quite a few of them all going for that big prize. Some might fall by the wayside tonight. Some may back up their very impressive early season form, likes of Erica Fairweather going in the 400 meters freestyle for women. She's up next. That World Cup record set in Berlin a couple of weeks ago. I'm expecting them to get quicker through the rounds, probably a little bit slower if anything, but she has been impossible to beat in the 400. Lani Bannister will be on one side, and Anya Keshe, the local swimmer, will be for Hungary in lane 5. Here comes the introduction.
In 1 In 6 for Czechia, Barbara Simonova. In 3, representing Australia, Lani Pallister. In lane 5, representing Hungary, Anya Kesley. And going for the crown in the women's 400 free, representing New Zealand, Erica Fairweather.
No, that is not her in the gold outfit, carrying the crown. That's what she wants. She can win all 3, and let's be honest,
this is the women's
nobody's got that close to her
final.
as yet. She has been the one to beat and the unbeatable one so far in lane number 4, Erica Fairweather. And this morning she was good 2 seconds quicker than Anya Kesley, about 3 seconds quicker than Lani Pallister. Obviously the 400 free, that's what they're used to, having to go heats to final. Now, after 2 weeks of racing Erica Fairweather, do they have a different strategy to try and usurp her? Obviously the start is not that important, but the tactics very much are in the 400 free. So, top of the picture, lane 1, bottom of the picture, lane 8, Nicolette Pandar of Hungary in 1, Leah Neal of Australia in 2, Lani Pallister, Australia in 3, Erica Fairweather wins in Berlin, new World Cup record there, win in Athens last week. Anya Kesley
double check that the speaker on stage is on,
Hungary in 5.
If I can think I said.
Barbara Simonova is in 6. 7, Caitlin Deans of New Zealand, and Imani de Jong of the Netherlands in 8. Well, Anya Kesley is taking out early, but it is Erica Fairweather, according to my computation here, who is leading up there in lane number 4. In 6, Barbara Simonova. And trying to track Fairweather all the way. Lani Pallister up in 3, but it will be the New Zealander by 12/100ths. Then Simonova. Nicolette Pandar, the other Hungarian, in lane number 1. So 12/100ths, that's all. Now Lani Pallister, the kind of more extended the race goes in terms of distance, and the more you fancy her chances against Fairweather. But at least we're getting quite a scrap here, because Barbara Simonova from Czechia is right up there. Top 3 separated by only 0.40 out of 150. But as we've seen the last couple of weeks, this is where Fairweather really kicks on 200 onwards now. Could well be, because he's had a lot of intense racing over the last 2 weeks, that maybe she might be at her most vulnerable. Certainly Lani Pallister, we're looking forward to her trip back to Australia. She's been, as indeed as Erica, in Europe for the whole 3 weeks. And there's only 5/100ths between them at the halfway stage. World Cup record, to remind you, set in Berlin, 4:01:09. We haven't seen anybody in the World Cup go sub 4 minutes yet. Keep an eye on that time. The world record belongs to Ariane Titmus, 3:55, set earlier on this year in Fukuoka, 3:55:38 to be precise. Let's keep an eye on Simonova in 6. She's there or thereabouts. She's a second behind. Pallister's only 0.25 behind at the 250. Maybe we got a race on here. Fairweather does have a very strong 100 to come back, and here she is starting to just edge ahead of the gold-capped Australian, but there's not much in it, and Simonova's still in the mix as well. 4th is Anya Kesley. Right, last 100. Let's look at the time. It's around about 4:01 pace here, so there's a possibility the World Cup record is in danger if Erica Fairweather can find a little spurt over the last 50 meters. Looks like already she might just be breaking the back of Lani Pallister in 3. Simonova's had third place all to herself for quite a while now. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Right, 3:33. World Cup record is potentially under threat, certainly if Lani Pallister can start to put a bit of pressure on Erica Fairweather here. 4:06 this morning, 4:09 for Pallister. No, it's going to be Fairweather. She has managed to get clear water between herself and the Australian. And it's not going to be quite as quick as it was in Berlin. They're about a second shy of that. 4:02.35, but she has done the Triple Crown. That's why you can see the fireworks going off. Win in Berlin, win in Athens, and now win in Budapest for Erica Fairweather. And the 20-year-old New Zealander does it again, under pressure again from Lani Pallister, all the way really to the last 25, 35 meters. But she gets the job very well and truly done. Little jig of delight in the pool. Barbara Simonova in third place for Czechia. And Anya Keishe was about 0.4 of a second back of third place in the end, but she won that by just over a second, did Fairweather. 1.08 to be precise. And she came back the fastest, 29.28 over the last 50. In fact, her last 100 was 59.79. So that's why that World Cup record looked like it might be under threat, could be in danger. It's not. But she has done the triple. She's won all 3 legs in the 400 freestyle. Erica Fairweather, Lani Pallister again in second place, and Barbara Simonova in third. Let's hear from the top 3. And indeed, here comes the crown from Ranomi.
Give it up for Erica Fairweather. She's your queen of the 400 freestyle. Erica, there has been some amazing competition throughout this World Cup. I know that that's a hard push for you. You love the 400s though, and you just made yourself an extra 10 grand. It's not bad.
Definitely not a bad night. Oh, I can't even talk. I'm so stoked. Yeah, I love racing the 400 free. You know, the field here is so strong. So to be able to do this 3 weeks in a row is epic.
I tell you what, you finished with a bang. You got yourself a crown. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, please give it up. Your queen of the 400-meter freestyle, Erica Fairweather.
Yeah, no much doubt about that. She led all the way from the beginning. Never headed. Pallister got close. She got within 12 100ths of one turn, but that's the trophy they all want for the best swimmers overall. And it almost worries me a little bit when Ranomi brings it onto pool deck, that she's going to slip or not place it on that plinth properly, but no, we've got through all 3 so far. Right, from the women's 400 free, we move on to the men's 400 free. And this will contain Sam Short. Now, Danis Rapsis might have his work cut out here. He hasn't seen Sam Short before. He's had other pressures.
This is the men's
but this could be
400-meter
very interesting
freestyle
indeed.
final. In lane 8, representing Hungary, David Bethlehem. In lane 1, representing Greece, Dimitrios Markos. In 7, representing Hungary, Krzysztof Rosowski. In 2, for Australia, Brendan Smith. In 6 for Hungary, Zeeland Sarkany. In 3 for United States of America, Kieran Smith. Going for the crown in this event, representing Lithuania in lane 5 is Danas Rapsis. And in lane 4, representing Australia, Sam Short.
Well, Sam Short is the world champion. Won the title in Fukuoka earlier on this year. So Danas Rapsis would have to be at his very best today to stop Sam. Silver medalist of the Commonwealth Games last year. Silver medalist in Budapest in the relay last year. Also picked up a silver in the 800 and a bronze in the 1500 in Fukuoka. So he does all those distances to Sam. Just celebrated his 20th birthday just last month. So, Danas Rapsis, 2 wins in the 400 free so far in Berlin and in Athens, but has never had quite the task he's going to have today. Obviously, bear in mind, Sam Short has not had the kind of racing that Danas Rapsis has had over the last 2 weekends. The Rapsis will be aware, as they are side by side, the kind of pace that Sam Short will go. Lane 5, it is Rapsis just setting the pace early on here, first 50. 1 up from him with the green cap is Sam Short. Kieran Smith of America in the top 3, the early 50.
That's a fast man.
Brendan Smith, second place. 2 Smiths side by side. Kieran in 3, and the Australian Brendan in 2. Now, so look at the split time. They're under world record pace at 50. And let's see how close they are to the world record at 100. They are inside it by 0.43. Now that world record is Paul Biedermann's from 2009. Now I think it would be extraordinary if that went today. World Cup record, however, is the one from Danas Rapsis from 2019 in China. 3:43.91. They're well on course for that. Sam Short turns, still under world record pace by 0.33. Rapsis second. Kieran Smith in third.
Does the 14 have a world
well,
record
I
check down here?
did say that Sam Short won't have any racing for a while. Well, maybe that's working to his advantage. There is that world record line, and his hands are right on it. Wow, now this would be a big surprise. Halfway stage, half a second inside world record pace. Danas Rapsis second, Kieran Smith third, and well, I say bear in mind he's not had any really big competitive racing since Fukuoka back in July. This is very, very impressive stuff from Sam Short. 28.3 last 50, 28.11 before that. Now, let's see if that world record mark is still in sight. Just outside it. And as we all say on the 400, Biedermann came back like a rocket when he set that record in Rome in 2009, but it's still very fast, it's still well inside.
In that first, yeah, he has, but he went out under in that first 50.
Sam Short, you see that red line. 300 meters. completed, 100 to go, and Short is well inside that World Cup record. That is definitely going to go on this pace. Remember, we even talked about second and third. Second now is Kieran Smith. Kieran Smith is now 1.97, or was that last turn behind Short. Daz Raps is in third place. That green cap is getting further and further away, and that's a 28.79 turn. Well, he is definitely going to be inside the World Cup record, surely, if he keeps going at this pace. Daz Rapsis will lose his Triple Crown, and he'll lose potentially his World Cup record here as well. Sam Short being pursued now by Kieran Smith. Rapsis in third. Watch out for 3:43.91, just outside it. 3:44.51. But I'm going to say, for something we've not seen in the World Cup so far, that is a mightily impressive swim by Sam Short. Came back in a 28.05 for a 3:44.51. Beat Kieran Smith into second place by 2.29. Daz Rapsis, who's been invincible so far in the men's 400 free, has to finish in third place this time. And he was pumped up, but not anywhere near, it would seem, as pumped up as the 20-year-old Australian. World Championship gold earlier this year, and now winning the final leg of the World Cup in Budapest. And for so long there, I thought that World Cup record was going to go. Certainly well inside it, right to that last 50. It's under world record pace halfway, but beat him in time, 3:40.07. Nobody's really got close. Ian Thorpe to the one stage, but Sam Short, 3:44.51 for the Australian. Very comfortable victory, 2.29 over Kieran Smith. Daz Rapsis in third place. Actually, 1, 2, 3. We'll hear from the Australian with another Australian, John Mason, in just a moment. Should hear from the top three in this one. Claudio Mango for the Triple Crown, who finished third. Lithuanian Daz Rapsis. John's, I think, just about ready for us. He's with our winner.
Well, I tell you what, an amazing race by the boys behind me, but of course, a lot of fans in the house for you, Christoph. So we wanted to get you on camera, get some new faces here. Anything you want to say to these guys who came out to cheer you on tonight?
Yeah, so I will say it in Hungarian because they maybe know much better than in English. So. Köszönjük szépen mindenkinek, aki itt kín van, és szurkol a magyaroknak. Ez óriási nekünk, egy óriási plusz. Úgyhogy reméljük, hogy tudunk még jobb eredményeket elérni, meg érmeket hozni. Úgyhogy hajrá Magyarország, itt van a következő 2 nap is előttünk.
Look, thank you so much for that, Christoph. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Christoph Rosowski. We're coming back here. Hey, Sam. How you doing? Hi, Kieran. Squeezing in here, guys. Sam, great to have you. World champion in that event. I think you just showed us why. You were swimming, looking really strong out there at the start of the season.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd go 3:44 this time of the year. Done like no pace work, but you know, it's a credit to the race. You got 2 world-class athletes next to me, and you know, the whole race was probably way faster than I expected.
I mean, you know, we've had these boys swimming really big numbers. Everyone, the competition has been fierce throughout all 3 stops. It's the first one you're joining us on. So you're racing all weekend, but what's next for you? What are your sights set on?
Oh, definitely, you know, Australian Olympic trials. That's what we're building towards. It's really cutthroat, and you know, I haven't made an Olympic team yet, so you know, that's my dream.
Yeah, well, good luck. I mean, you're looking pretty good out there. Kieran, another battle, of course, with these guys.
Always battling Danas, and we knew that the race was going to be hot with the world champ here in town, so what a fun race that was. Great time as well.
Well, it was fun to watch as well. And Danas, I'm sorry, mate, you missed out on that crown, but a great race nonetheless.
Oh, that was a fun race, and I'm really happy to race with them.
Yeah, well, look, good luck for the rest of the weekend, guys. Give it up for your top 3!
Yeah, a bit of a shame for Daz. Yeah, I would say he had it all to himself for the first 2 weeks, but and the world champion comes into town, you go, oh, that's a shame. Quite fancy that 10,000, but there you go.
This
women's
is the
50
women's 50-meter backstroke final.
Well, as we're not hearing John, I'll tell you as we go along. Beaton Nelson's in 1. We're hearing in the background, but not very loudly. Tessa Gillet of the Netherlands is in lane 7. And then the other Swede, because we're going to see a lot of Sarah Scherström later on. Louise Hansen's in 2. Second of the Dutch swimmers is Maaike de Waard. She'll be in lane 6.
In lane 3, representing Canada.
For Canada, it is Ingrid Wilm.
In 5 for
The one who's been through the circuit, Kylie Maas is in lane 5, but already with the titles in Berlin and in Athens, going for the Triple Crown.
Lane 4, representing Australia, Kaylee McEwen.
Here's Kaylee going in lane number 4, and she set that World Cup record, you recall, in Berlin.
She's going for the crown, ladies and gentlemen. Can she do it?
27.24, and she was pretty quick last week as well. So, can anybody catch her? Even in the heats this morning, she was half a second quicker than Kylie Maas. So, not slowing down, it would seem. 27.47 this morning. Do you know what? That World Cup record could go tonight. Could just go, and that will be the 10,000 and new World Cup record too.
If she gets this world record, John Bailey, do we do the world record?
So, watch out, lane 4. Obviously with a 50, reaction times are sometimes quite crucial to how the top 3 eventually turns out. Watch out for the green cap, lane 4. And in terms of reaction times, she was the fastest away, 0.57. So she gets the ideal start, does Kaylee McEwen. Kylie Maas will try and be with her right on world record pace. World record held by Liu of China, 26.98. She's right on the World Cup record. She's right on the world record. Can she get it? Oh, look at that! It's a new world record. A new world record by 12/100ths, no less. She has been superb all the way through. Forget the World Cup record, though she has that too. A new improved one. She has broken the 5-year-old world record of Liu of China. 26.98 it was. 26.86 it now is. Kaylee McEwen just getting better and better every week. And we thought she was right on song in Berlin. She's gone even better here. And she'll probably say that wasn't even the perfect finish. And it wasn't. She's astonished, as indeed are we, that that world record, not just the World Cup record that she set 2 weeks ago, has been blown to smithereens. And she's won that by 0.8 of a second as well. 26.86, Ingrid Wilm second, Kylie Maas joint second with her, 0.82 back behind the new world record holder. And now the recipient of $10,000 as well for the Triple Crown. Let's hear as she gets her crown and sits on the throne, Kaylee McEwen.
Early, I tell you what, we got to announce it in, ladies and gentlemen, a new world record and a crown. Give it up for Kaylee McEwen. Oh, Renee. So Kaylee, I'm going to come down here. You've been absolutely smashing these backstroke legs. I know last week you were 0.04 away from that world record, and I was wondering whether you were going to get it here. Were you going for it?
I was wondering the same. No, I just wanted to get out tonight and see what I could do, so obviously super stoked with that.
You've been sort of saying to me throughout this series, you've been surprising yourself at how well you're performing in October. You get world records in October. It sort of sets you up for an amazing season ahead.
Yeah, look, I really hope so. I think the only thing I can keep doing is training hard and believing in myself and believing in my coach.
It was amazing to see you do it. 10,000 for that crown. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a little something extra. Renomi, bring it in. Another $10,000 for your new world record holder, Kaylee McEwen.
Well, I think she can go home business, don't you? Or maybe in first with $20,000 US as she heads back to Australia on Monday. So some more racing for her to do over the weekend, though. That's an astonishing swim. 26.98, the old world record, the new one, 26.86 for Kaylee McEwen. Right, let's move on to the next men's event. 200 backstroke. Mitch Larkin still going strong. I think it's probably his last year of competition before retirement. He's 30 now, going lane 8. Ollie Morgan from City of Birmingham. Very much now part of the GB plans for the medley relay, going in lane number 1.
In 7 for Hungary.
7 for Hungary is Benedikt Kovac. Obviously getting a big reception from those in the Duma Arena here.
In 2 for Italy.
Thomas Chekon of Italy. Likes to mix and match, does Thomas, we've seen over the last 3 weeks, having a go with the 200 back here.
In lane 6, representing Hungary.
6, Adam Teleji goes in 6 for Hungary. So likewise getting a really good reception from the home fans. Roman Mitchukov of Switzerland is in 3. I certainly enjoyed swimming in front of his home fans last week. Is next in lane number 5. That's Apostolos Christou. And the one they have to beat is Josh Edward Smith. In to see what Ollie Morgan does. Great Britain, first time we've seen him since the World Championships. And it's probably not his best event. I'd say the 100 is his best event, but he'll be trying to get himself in the groove for the 100. Which finishes later in the weekend. It's quite a stacked field here. And there was only about half a second between the top 5 in the heats. World Cup record is Mitch Larkin's from 8 years ago. He goes in lane 8. Don't expect him to be in the shake-up here. Mitch is not in that kind of form these days, but still competitive enough to make the finals, which is good to see. Morgan at the top of your screen from Great Britain. Chekon in 2. Mitchukov, Switzerland 3. Edward Smith, Australia 4. Christou 5 from Greece. Teleji of Hungary 6. Kovacs, Hungary 7. And the aforementioned Mitch Larkin in lane number 8. 200 races, obviously the reaction time not quite so important, and backstroke it's not to be a great deal of difference, but that's quite a breakout from Thomas Chekon up there in lane number 2. Chekon is going for this. It looks like he's going for a 50 time here. World Cup record mentioned is Mitch's. Aaron Pearsall's world record lasts a little longer now, into 14 years. But it is Chekon at the first turn from Kovacs, from Mitchukov. And Chekon would love to post a potentially personal best here. Being flanked by Mitchukov to his right-hand side, Morgan to his left. And going pretty well is Kovacs of Hungary, who will be turning just behind Josh Edward Smith, waiting for him to make a move. He's about 1.25 seconds back off the lead. And perhaps the speed of Chekon over the opening 100 has surprised the Australian. So I did say market card, it should be the Australian they're going to chase, but at the moment they're chasing the Italian in lane number 2. Chekon went out very quickly, still leading. Mitchukov in 2nd place. Then it's Edward Smith. And top 3 separated by 3. 1.20 seconds. Edward Smith's going to have to make a bit of a move here. He hasn't gone sub 30 on any of his 50s yet, but now maybe the move is starting to come, or maybe the move's going to start to come from Mitchukov of Switzerland. It is coming from the Swiss in lane number 3. He fancies his chances of taking this, and I think he's going to come past Chekon on the touch. Just, whoa, literally just. 0.01 separates the Swiss from the Italian, and in effect he didn't lead until he put his hand on the wall. Don't worry about shaving down. Even with that bristly beard, he still manages to just edge past the Italian. I'll tell you what, he's 9.10 last 50 for Michikov, which was 0.6 of a second quicker than the Italian went. Do you know what? Josh Edward-Smith is nowhere to be seen. He broke 2 minutes, but he was 2.72 back off the pace. Ollie Morgan, so it's not his best event. 2:00.96 for him. Check on 1/100th behind in second. Apostolos Christou and Adam Teleji both finishing in joint third place. The second tie of the night. 1:58.62, joint third place. So we'll hear from the top four, as it turns out, with John Mason when they've got to that podium. They're almost there. There's a lot of swimmers to congregate to hear from John, but yeah, winning time 1:56.96 for Michikov, 1:56.97 for Thomas Chekon. And here come the four swimmers involved in the medals.
I tell you what, we're not going to keep them too long because they're all dying a bit. That was a great race, though, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, we love it. Roman, I'm going to jump in here. 0.01 between first and second. Thomas was like leading that from the start. Did you know he was out in front and you were trying to chase him down? Could you feel him?
Yeah, I knew he was in front. My strategy was more on the back half, so yeah.
It looked like it hurt.
Yeah, it was really hard, like a 200 back. So.
Like a 200 back, and I know, Thomas, you're like, no more 200 backs now for a little bit.
Yeah, that's, of course, you know. That's solid swim, you know, I guess. So, third place in World Champion this year, so that's pretty nice. I'm super happy we're racing with these guys. So.
Yeah. It's been nice watching you swim 200s as well. I know it's been quite a new thing for you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, look, enjoy yourself. Well done on that silver. And guys, another close finish over here. We got double bronze. Well done, Apostolos. And of course, Adam, home crowd. Apostolos, nice way to finish it.
I was watching Adam, I knew that we were close. I tried to catch up at the finish and we finished together, so it was nice.
It was lovely to see it. Adam, you got a message for these guys in Hungary?
Annyi, hogy köszönjük, hogy itt vagytok, és nagyon király lettetek úszni, köszönjük.
We love to see it. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your top three!
Well, top four, as it turned out, on this occasion, in the men's 200 meters backstroke. Right. Where are we moving on to next? We're moving on to the women's 200 fly. And Lana Pudar, who just missed out on a medal at the Worlds, finished fourth earlier this year, will be in lane number 3. We'll start with Glenda Abonyatov, first of 3 Hungarians we'll see in lane 8. Of the local club swimmers has made it into the final in Mira Mishlai. So in fact, we've got 4 Hungarians, haven't we, with the club swimmer as well.
In 7, representing Hungary, Damo Sebastian.
Okay, we're now hear John with the introduction. So the Hungarians in lane 7, 8, and 1, and 5.
For Portugal, Ana Montero. In 6, for Serbia, Anja Kriva. In lane 3, representing Bosnia and Herzegovina, Lana Puda.
Yeah, 4th in Fukuoka back in July.
In lane 5, representing Hungary, Borglaka Kabash. And going for the crown in the women's 200-meter butterfly, representing People's Republic of China, Zheng Yufei.
Yeah, the Chinese, who's been very, very efficient all the way through this
is the
run
women's
of
200
World
meter
Cup
butterfly
events.
final.
And in terms of a qualifying time, a couple of seconds quicker than everybody else. Turner butterfly for women. So half of the competitors are from Hungary. And the medals may well come from lanes 3 and 4 here. Lana Pudar. So just missed out on the medal in July in Japan. And Zhang Yufei, in terms of the heats this morning, was about 2.5 seconds quicker than anybody else. So we expect her to probably be the red-hot favourite. But she's had a lot of swimming the last couple of weeks, so wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't take its toll. 200 butterfly always does, one of the tougher events. It's a really impressive start. She was quickest away. And into a stroke very, very early on, just trying to break open the field over the first 35 meters. And already she's got a body length advantage over Pudar, who's got second place, but look at the gap already. 1.4 and under world record pace as well by 0.03. That is held by countrywoman Lou Ziga. And that was 2:01.81. Don't think we ever thought that anybody get close to that. Maybe she's going to go for it. Maybe she is. World Cup record belongs to Camille Adams, 2:06.33. We'll get an idea halfway whether she's close. This is almost suicidal pace, to be honest. Well, it was over that first 50. She's eased up a bit over the second 50. 1.26 clear of the field, though. Second on that turn was Lana Pudar. Third is Anja Kreva of Serbia. But nobody's getting close at this stage. Pudar will be fancying a chance of getting a bit closer because she's gone off at such a lick that the 200 fly, as we know, last 50 is exhausting. And that's when your hips start to sag. That's when your body kind of starts to sink. But she's not looking like she's feeling the effects at all at this stage. Zhang Yufei with that 2.15 lead at the turn. Pudar not making much of an impression yet. Third is Boglaka Kapash. She's getting all the noise from the home fans, but it's going to be the Chinese now. 2:06.33 is the World Cup record. That's going. That is going now. 2:05.65. Zhang Yufei with a new World Cup record. Second is Lana Pudar, 2.54 back. And Boglaka Kapash for Hungary in third place. She's absolutely smashed that World Cup record by 3/4 of a second. 2:06.33 has been on the books for over 8 years from the American Camille Adams. Well, it doesn't remain on the books any longer because that is Zhang Yufei. Went off a really blistering pace, 27.22 first 50 and under the minute at 100. And last 50, 33.96. 2:05.65. We've seen a world record today. We've now seen a World Cup record from Zhang Yufei, 2:05.65. Pudar in second, and Kapash giving the home crowd something to get excited about. Finishing in the third, just ahead of Anja Kreva. I'm sure we'll hear a few words anyway from Zhang in a few moments' time.
Well, she did it, ladies and gentlemen. She's the queen of the 200 butterfly. Give it up for Zhang Yufei. Sit down, you've got to get your crown, Zhang, from Renomi. There we go, we love it, for royalty. So Zhang, I know the 200 fly isn't one that you love. You say it's a horrible race, but you won all three and you got another World Cup record. It's amazing.
It's amazing. And yes, I finished my season in my all 200 butterflies.
Yes. No more 200s, right?
No more.
But still a few races to go. But $10,000 is a nice Friday night.
Nice Friday night?
10 grand.
Oh yes, I can buy my bag. New bag.
Buy yourself a new bag. We love to see it. Look, I just love you, Zhang Yufei. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Zhang Yufei!
Gosh, she has expensive taste, doesn't she? $10,000 bag. Well, the kind of thing that John Mason has, though. Right, under a butterfly. Who we got? In this one, we've got Matthew Sates again, Noe Ponti.
This is the men's 100-meter butterfly final. In lane 8, representing South Africa, Chad Leclos. In lane 1, representing Hungary, Richard Martin. In 7 for Australia, Ben Armbruster. In lane 2 for United States of America, Trenton Julian. In lane 6, representing Australia, Cody Simpson. In 3 for South Africa, Matthew Sates. In 5 for Australia, Jesse Coleman. And in lane 4, representing Switzerland, Noah Ponti.
So, a big weekend for South Africa with the cricket and the rugby. And a big weekend potentially for Matthew Sates as well. Going in lane number 3, not to discount Chad Leclos, 2012 Olympic champion in the 200. This is a slightly shorter distance, half the distance. And, well, there are 3 Australians in there, 2 South Africans in there. And a pretty quick American as well. Bit of home interest in Richard Martin in 1, but Noe Ponti, who has been sub 51. If he did that today, he will set the new World Cup record, which is currently held by Chad Leclos, 51.04.
Okay.
World record, okay. Caleb Dressel's.
I live for Zhang Yufei, though.
49.45 from 2021. Noe Ponti of Switzerland in 4, South African Matthew Sates in 3. 3 Australians in 5, 6 and 7, Coleman, Simpson and Armbruster. And of course Chad Leclos on the picture in lane number 8. Probably not going to be involved in the shake-up here. 3 Australians most definitely will be at this stage. In fact, they could well be 1, 2, 3 at the turn. Nearly. 1 and 3. Second is Richard Martin, top of your picture. Having a really good swim for Hungary. Obviously with the crowd well and truly behind him. As he got what it takes off the finish. Ponti was 7th at the turn. And Ponti's working his way through the field now. To win it from 7th would take some doing, but he's going to do just that. Noe Ponti, 7th at the turn, is going to win this. In lane 4. Went out in a 24.54. Quite slow. Not sure he got his race pacing right early stages, but he came back with a vengeance. Matthew Sates, 0.28 back in 2nd place. Jesse Coleman of Australia getting 3rd place. Now, was that a tactic from Noe Ponti? Only he would know, because he was over half a second back at the turn. Richard Martin was 2nd, our leader at halfway. was Ben Armbruster. And say he was 0.55 back at 50 was Noe Ponti. Well, he wasn't, when it came to the end, he was 0.28 in front, so he turned that race around by 3/4 of a second. Ponti from Sates, then Coleman, Chandler Clough, finishing in 5th place. Richard Martin, who's right up there at the turn, in 6th. Quite an extraordinary way to swim 100 fly. It worked though for Noe Ponti. And we'll hear from him and Matthew Sates and Jesse Coleman, who will shortly be with John. I think they're just getting up on the podium now, so we'll hear from John, Mason and the rest.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
You know, at this point in the season, you know, you're saying you made those little mistakes or whatever out there that maybe you or your coach are going to know. This is the time for you to be sort of fixing those, right?
Yeah, of course. It's better to do it now than next summer in Paris, so yeah.
Absolutely. Well, look, it's awesome having you here. Well done. Thanks, mate. And Matt Sates, another great performance by you. You've been storming it this World Cup as well. We got some of the big boys out here, Noah's here, but you put in a good fight.
Yeah, I gave my all. I knew it was going to come down to the last couple of meters. Noah had some really good underwaters. We saw each other on the turn. Eye contact there. Yeah, so yeah, but it was a good race. Happy to get the second.
It was great to watch you do it as well. And I'm just coming over here as well. Jesse, congratulations. The man, not only a great swimmer, but the best mustache in the building. We love to see it. You keeping it for next year?
Yeah, for sure. I have to make it my staple, maybe. We'll see.
Grows better mustache than I do. Listen, it's awesome swimming as well, but we've run out of time. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your top 3.
Yeah, for those who are into their stats, Noe Ponti went out in 24.54, came back in 26.84. And, well, talking to his coach about how he swim that race, I'm sure his coach will have something to say about that. As we move on to the 200 breaststroke for women, here comes the introduction. Well, again, I don't think we can hear it, so I might have to give this to you. Yeah, 200 breaststroke for women. And this is going to be the lineup for you. Lane 8 is Esther Bekesi, club swimmer for Hungary. Sophie Hansen back for some more in lane number 1. Irish record holder Mona McSharry will go in lane number 7. First of the Australians is Michaela Smith. She's in lane 2. The other way. There you go. Lisa Murray of Switzerland goes in 6. This first race tonight, we've not had a Hungarian, isn't it? Yeah. 3 is Kristina Horska of Czechia. In 5, Jenna Strosh. And I've had about 3 or 4 different pronunciations of her name over the time, but Strosh apparently it is in lane number 5. And going for the Triple Crown is Tess Schutten of the Netherlands. Set the World Cup record in Berlin 2 weeks ago today. 2:23, 2:22.13. The world record was set earlier on this year in Kazan. And it has now been approved by Evgenia Chukunova. 2:17. I don't think anybody's going to get anywhere near 2:17 today. Absolutely no chance of that. World Cup record Well, Schouten did it 2 weeks ago, so she could do it again here. All she'll be thinking about, I think initially, is getting the Triple Crown. This is worth $10,000 US. If she could get a World Cup record, well, there'll be a little bit more, no doubt, in the prize pot for that. Hansen, Smith, Horschka, Schouten, Strosch, Mami, McSharry, and Bekasi. 200 breaststroke for women. And Schouten, well, she was a second or so quicker than everybody else this morning in the heats. Yeah, Strosch going to be the one to maybe push her here, the Australian in lane 5. Horschka is in 3, but immediately we're drawn to lane number 4 because Schouten's had the better start. Not a bad start by Mona McSharry either from Ireland in lane number 7. She could be in the top 3 at the turn, but it will be Schouten. McSharry just a little bit off that top 3, but not by much. Second of the turn was Michaela Smith of Australia. Third, Jenna Strosch. Australians 2 and 3, but it is the Dutch woman they've got to catch. That's Schouten in lane number 4. And already she's starting to slightly pull away. Almost a body length advantage over Strosch in 5. Horschka in 3. Mona McSharry still in there in lane number 7. Obviously it's out of the season for the Irish, not sending too many for the World Cup. World record split 0.81. Well, she keeps up that kind of pace. The World Cup record is definitely under threat. The one that she set 2 weeks ago, 2:22.13. It's hard to see at this stage anybody catching Schouten, though. Strosch is really trying hard to do just that. And Mona McSharry does come very strong over the second half of the race, so she'll be fancying at least a podium finish here in lane number 7. And Strosch is making Tess Schouten work for this. It's not going to be the crown placed on her head without a bit of a battle here. 2.34 outside world record pace, so still well inside World Cup record pace. It's Tess Schouten, and is this where she blows away the opposition? She's got Horschka on one side, she's got Strosch on the other side, but it is going to be the Dutch woman who's going to get it. Now, could she potentially set another World Cup record as well as getting her $10,000 US? 2:22.13 was the time in Berlin. It's going to be there or thereabouts, and it's inside it. Another World Cup record goes, her second in 14 days for the Dutch woman Tess Schouten, taking down that 2:22.13 to a winning time of 2:21.52. Strosch in second place for Australia, Kristina Horschka of Czechia in third, and Mona McSharry with a 2:27 in fourth. But that's pretty good going, isn't it? World Cup record in the first race, World Cup record in the third race. She did it in Berlin, and she has improved upon it in Budapest. And the only swimmer to come back under 37. At all her splits were under 37. 35.8 for the second 100. 36.7 for the third. 36.7 for the fourth. 1.31 separating Schouten and Strosch. And Horschka in third place. So the Triple Crown can be placed on the head of Tess Schouten, added to which a new World Cup records to boot, and she'll be with John Mason and indeed Renomi.
Well, I tell you what, we've been giving out a lot tonight, and she's done it again. Ladies and gentlemen, Tess Schouten! Just getting your crown. Come on, Renomi. Your old teammate, give it to her. There you go. We love it. 200-meter breaststroke royalty and $10,000. Tess, that, I mean, you've been winning this the whole way around, but that one was a race. Jenna was really pushing you there.
Yeah, I mean, I've won all three now, but I knew Jenna was going to go fast as well. And I'm just trying to keep in front of her and win the last race, of course. And I'm happy with it. It's a new PB, so yeah.
A new PB and a World Cup record.
Yeah. I'm really happy with this. This was like a goal to swim a PB. I thought I could do it, and I just wanted to swim faster on the third leg. And I think it worked out pretty well.
It did. And I know the race obviously felt good too. I saw you waving up to your coach up there, Mark. Obviously, he's here with you guys, guiding you guys through this. What was different from last week? What was his advice coming into this race?
Well, last week I was just pretty dead from Berlin, and I felt quite better this week. And I was just trying to not see it as a 200, but more as 4 times 50, because when I'm training, I'm like, yeah, I can do 8 times 50 swimming at the same time. And now in a race, I'm just struggling to keep it at the, obviously the first 50 is fast, and then 3 times keeping it the same. So I was just trying to do that, and it felt good.
So, well, I tell you what, it looked good as well. You did it, you did a World Cup record, and you got yourself 10 grand. So congrats, give me 5. We'd love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tess Scholten.
So another Triple Crown is placed on swimmer's head. And we could have another one very soon with Chin Haiyang going in the 100 breaststroke. This could easily be an Olympic final, because many of the big names are right in here.
In lane 8 for Lithuania, Andreas Chiglauskas. In 1 for Great Britain, Adam Peaty. In 7 for Italy, Nicolo Montaneghi. In 2 for Italy, Federico Poggio. In lane 6 for United States of America, Nick Fink. In 3 for Netherlands, Casper Korbel. In lane 5, representing Netherlands, Arno Kominga. And going for the crown in the men's 100-meter breaststroke in lane 4, representing People's Republic of China, Chin Haiyang.
Well, as things stand in 2023, the best 100 breaststroker on the planet. But the best all-time is also in the race in lane number 1. Adam Peaty did show a distinct improvement, I thought, in Athens last week. So in that first 50, it's coming together nicely, just piecing things together. There he is. It's a work in progress for him to get back to where he wants to be. So not where he wants to be yet, but July next year is what he'll be targeting. And from those little seeds a couple of weeks ago, it's all been growing pretty nicely last 2 weeks. He would love a top 3 finish here, though. Started off at 6th place and just kind of worked his way through, or trying to work his way through. Peaty in 1 for Great Britain, Poggio for Italy 2, Corbo, Netherlands 3, Chin Haiyang 4, China, Kaminga, Netherlands 5, USA Fink, Montenegro, Italy 7, Sidlauskas of Lithuania 8. 100 breaststroke for men. We expect Peaty to be very much in the mix on the first 50. Depends what kind of endurance he's got or has built up over the last couple of weeks. But Chin Haiyang has that World Cup record from Berlin, 57.69. He's really going for it. Peaty's trying to go with him up there in lane number 1. And alongside Chin is Kaminga in 3rd place. That's the 1, 2, 3 of the turn. Chin from Peaty, 0.25 outside the world record held by Adam Peaty. So that World Cup record could be under threat here. Petey's holding on at the moment to second place, but now they're starting to come back towards him. There's the world record line. That is Petey's line, of course. Chin Haiyang is at the front. Nobody's going to catch him now. Second and third is very tight, though. Kaminger coming in for second place, it seems. Petey's trying to hold on for third if he can. He's going to get raced out of that, though. Into fourth he goes. And Fink in third place. Winning time is 57.82. So that is 13/100 slower than he went in Berlin a couple of weeks ago. But what he has done is win the 100 breast in Berlin, in Athens, and now in Budapest as well. And the time for Adam Peaty, 59.25. Went out in a 27.25, came back in a 32. That's something he's going to have to be working on, that second 50, but he was right up there, right until the very end. Actually got edged out by only 4/100ths from the podium. So that is a distinct improvement since that first race. But the man to beat on the world stage right now is Chin Haiyang of China. And won that pretty comfortably in the end by 0.86. Although Kaminger of Netherlands in second, Nick Fink in third, Peaty just edged off the podium in fourth place. So another crown, another $10,000 US to go to the recipient of 3 victories in 3 World Cup events. Let's see what John Mason can get out of our winner from China.
Well, I tell you what, he's looking pretty comfortable there. Ladies and gentlemen, he did it in Berlin, Athens, and now Budapest. Give it up for Chin Haiyang! Give him the crown, Brunoni. There you go. We love to see. Come on, stand up and have a chat to me, Chin. You know, you've been dominating the breaststroke, looking so good, pulling great times against the best in the world. The king of the 100.
Yeah. But just for tonight, I don't think so much. Actually, yeah. But this time we improved than Athens. I'm 100% happy with that.
Yes, 100%. You know, you've been getting so good. I know you've got the 50 and the 200 to go. Last time to do them, right? How are you feeling heading into the rest of the weekend?
Yeah, I'm so expect this weekend. So just keep moving and go ahead.
Yes, keep moving through it. And I know we've got a lot of fans watching at home in China. Anything you want to say to them in Chinese?
早点休息，早点休息，晚安啊。
We'd love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chin Haiyang!
It's quite interesting when his English is actually maybe better than his Chinese. He's probably forgotten he's been in Europe for so long now. But he's forgotten how to speak his own native language anyway. He'll be right back up there next year trying to depose and dethrone Adam Peaty. Right, onto the sprints to finish off with. I think we know which way this is going.
Representing Australia, Alexandria Perkins. In 1 for Canada, Taylor Ruck. In 7 for Netherlands, Kim Bush. In 2 for Sweden, Michelle Coleman. In 6 for Hong Kong, China, Siobhan Hohe. In lane 3, representing Australia, Bronte Campbell. In 5 for Australia, Kate Campbell. And going for the crown,
Well, if you're thinking of betting against her, put your money away. She has looked, I think, in the last couple of weeks as good as we've seen her for a long time. She did have that big shoulder injury, which affected her preparation for quite some time, but she is right back at the top of her game again. And who knows, she might even have her sights set on that World Cup record she set in Kazan back in September 2018. Either side, the Campbell sisters. I think Siobhan Hockey, it's a bit short for her, to be honest. They normally associate her with 100 and 200, but she'll give it a good go, I'm sure. As will Taylor Ruck and the other Swede, Michelle Coleman. But it'll all be about, surely, Sarah Sjöström in lane number 4. Does she get away first? Of course she does. 0.65. Already got a march on the field by a few hundredths of a second. And there is that world record line from Fukuoka earlier on this year, 23.61. Well, maybe that's disappearing, but maybe the World Cup record is not. We know who's going to win it. Hand on the wall for Sjöström, 23.97. 14 100ths outside that World Cup record. But she has won that with a fair amount to spare. And do you know what? Having said Siobhan Hockey is not a 50 swimmer, she finished second, 24.30. I'm really surprised that's not a personal best, actually. That's a really good time for Siobhan. Let's check the Hong Kong swimming record, see if that's a new Hong Kong record, because she doesn't often do that event. So a quick check and see if that is maybe a new Hong Kong record for her. 24.59. 4.59. Yes, it is. It's a new Hong Kong record for Siobhan Hockey, taking it down from 24.59 to 24.3. And Bronte Campbell and Kate Campbell, that's a third tie we've had tonight. Two Campbell sisters finishing with identical times, 24.42, 0.45 behind the Golden Girl, as she so often is.
Good race. I'm feeling happy I have the chance to race all these girls at this time of the year, so I'm just happy that I was able to swim under 24 seconds again.
Yeah. And you know, they're getting faster, not just this, you've got the 50 fly coming up this weekend, you're swimming those hundreds. Coming into these weekends, it's sort of, you were saying to me, testing where you are, but you've managed to still hold on to that top level.
Yeah, I'm super happy that I'm able to continue and swimming in a very high level. Like even if I don't do everything perfect every time, I can still swim pretty fast. So I'm super happy about that.
We'd love to see it. Look, you finished it off. That was the close of our women's program. She's got a crown. She's got 10 grand. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sarah Sjöström.
Yeah, and she's got that 50 butterfly that John mentioned, where she set the new World Cup record last week. That's to come over the weekend as well. 50 free for men to finish off.
It is the last race of the World Cup tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get behind these athletes and make some noise for the men's 50-meter freestyle final. In lane 8, representing Australia, Isaac Cooper. In 1 for Italy, Lorenzo Zazzeri. In lane 7 for Netherlands, Stan Pijnenberg. In 2 for Great Britain, Ben Proud. In 6 for Hungary, Sebastian Szabó. 3 representing Netherlands, Kenzo Simmons. In 5 for United States of America, Michael Andrew. And in lane 4, representing Trinidad and Tobago, Dylan Carter. It's the last race of the night. The fastest men in the room. This is the men's 50-meter freestyle final.
Well, it's the event where the reaction time means more than anything else. It can be won and lost off the start. Now, Ben Proud has always had really quick starts. I wouldn't be at all surprised if the Briton in lane 2 is not fastest away. But this time of the season, does he have the pace? He won't take a breath from the dive to the end. That's what he'll try and do, get through 22 seconds without a breath. Because as you breathe, you do slow down a little bit. And these boys will be attempting to get from wall to wall without a breath. Dylan Carter, fastest qualifier, the only swimmer to go sub 22 in the heats. He's in 4. Kenzo Simmons in 3. Michael Andrew in 5. But watch out for Ben Proud in lane number 2. And on the reaction time, who got away first? It actually was Ben Proud in lane number 2, as I kind of suspected it might be. Can he keep it going there? There's the world record line. He's right up there at the front of the field alongside Simmons, and here comes Michael Andrew in lane number 5. Andrew's coming through very strongly, I think, to take this on the 50 free. Tight with Isaac Cooper. In fact, Ben Proud gets his hand on the wall first. Ben Proud got his hand on the wall first by 8/100ths of a second. Top 3 separated by 15/100ths. Top 5 separated by 0.29. That's how tight that was. And in the end, he won it by 0.08. He was 0.05 quicker than the second place swimmer off the dive. Just shows you those reaction times really are indicative of the finish. Michael Andrew, I thought, had that. But it was Ben Proud. He got his hand on the wall first. So off the dive, Proud was quickest. Now watch the finish here. I thought Andrew had it, and somehow, some way, Ben Proud got his hand on the wall first by 8/100ths of a second. And I know what he's thinking. I'm probably not in full fitness for this. I'm probably in really hard training at the moment.
Come to Sebastian, and then the boys can get in.
21.77. Michael Andrew in second. Isaac Cooper in third place. And we'll hear from Sebastian Charbot as well. But well done, Ben Proud. The only time he's raced so far in the Swimming World Cup.
I tell you what, why these boys are coming in. Come on in, guys. Great swim to the boys behind me. But we got Sebastian here. Sebastian, dominating force in the world of sprinting, and I know a bunch of these folks have come out to see you tonight. So anything you want to say to the crowds who've showed up to cheer you on?
Yeah, I mean, you already know it's one of the best crowds in swimming sport. Pretty happy with the result. It's a 50. I always want to improve and get better, but I mean, for now with these fast guys, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a world's final right there, isn't it? You know, coming out here at a World Cup level, it's sort of seeing that increase. Just someone who does the World Cups a lot, it's been tough this year.
It has been, yeah. In every stage there were fast guys, so I mean, a few fast guys missing, but this is perhaps the final.
Right. Anyway, look, well done, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sebastian Charbot! Woo! All right, gonna squeeze in here. Hi, Ben. Congratulations. A big swim here. I know you were world champion here in the 50 fly back in 2017. It's got to be great coming back to this pool for your first World Cup.
Yeah, that's exactly why I came, because I love racing here. Brilliant pool, amazing place, and I was watching the action from these guys the past few weeks, so I just wanted to come and join in, and that was a swim I'm really happy with. So good start to the season.
And it looked like fun too.
Yeah, very fun. Yeah.
And Michael, I know we got Ben in here. You and Isaac have been going head to head. We thought we'd just throw in some other big boys, right, to keep you on your toes.
It's always a pleasure. Getting to race here in Budapest is incredible. 2 years ago, Ben and I were gold and silver in the 50 free, much similar setup, and so it's fun to run it back, but hopefully we'll get a gold in there pretty soon.
We'll see what happens, mate. We'll see what happens as the battle started. And Isaac, you're the last one to jump on camera, so, you know, the fans have showed up here for you guys in Budapest to, you know, having an amazing swim here and racing well with these boys. Anything you want to say to them?
Thank you very much. I was not expecting a crowd really to come in at all. You guys have raised the bar for all of us, and I've had a great time racing in every leg. Thank you very much.
Well, we loved watching you race it as well. Guys, that concludes our World Cup. Give it up for your top three.
So, Ben Proud, 21.77, Michael Andrew, 21.85, Isaac Cooper, 21.92, all inside 22 seconds. World Cup record of Vladimir Morozov remains at 21.27 for a little longer. Right, let's look at the program for tomorrow. You'll find it on the World Aquatics YouTube channel in the morning. These will, of course, be the finals we'll bring you tomorrow. Women's 400 IM, 50 backstroke, 200 free, 200 IM, right down to the men's 200 butterfly. I think we might also have one more race, potentially, as we flip on to the second caption. There we go, men's 1500 meters freestyle. We'll have the slowest heats in the morning, and the fast heat will be in the evening. Thank you for your company. We've had world records, we've had World Cup records. We'll see you tomorrow for more action. And don't forget, it is 4:30 in terms of British summertime, 3:30 GMT. See you tomorrow for more great action in the World Aquatic Swimming World Cup. From me, Bob Ballard, it's goodbye.
Your queen of the